Hey there, fellow YouTubers. Today, we're diving into a story that's both heart-wrenching and eye-opening. It's about a rare genetic condition called SMA, or spinal muscular atrophy, and the battle parents are waging to get their children diagnosed and treated. Now, this isn't just about a single family, it's about a larger issue that's been left in the shadows for too long. So, let's talk about why Wales is being left behind in the fight against SMA, and what that means for families like the Davies. First things first, SMA is a brutal condition. It causes muscle weakness and gets progressively worse over time. There's no cure, but there are treatments to manage the symptoms. Now, the interesting part is that SMA is caused by an altered gene passed down from parents, and it can be diagnosed with a simple blood test. But here's the catch: while other parts of the UK, like England and Scotland, have already implemented routine screening for newborns, Wales hasn't. And that's where the story gets really interesting. Warren Davies, whose 3-year-old daughter Ophelia May has SMA Type 2, is feeling like the Welsh government is playing God. He's saying they have the opportunity to affect change and they are choosing not to. Now, I think what makes this really interesting is the contrast between the UK's different regions. England and Scotland are moving forward with screening, while Wales seems to be stuck in the past. And that's not just a problem for the Davies family, it's a problem for hundreds of other families across the UK. Now, let's talk about the impact of this delay. Ophelia was diagnosed at nearly 2.5 years old, which is way too late. Data shows that if she had been diagnosed earlier, she might not have lost muscle function. And that's the crux of the matter. Early diagnosis can make a huge difference in the quality of life for children with SMA. But in Wales, families are being left in the dark, waiting for a diagnosis that could have been made much earlier. Now, let's talk about the role of celebrity in all of this. Jesy Nelson's campaign for SMA screening has been a huge success, and it's raised awareness and funds for the cause. But Warren Davies thinks that it shouldn't have taken a celebrity to get things moving. He says, there are hundreds of families affected in the UK and it had to take Jesy Nelson's celebrity status to escalate things. And that's a point that I think is worth considering. Why should it take a celebrity to get things done when it's the government's job to support its citizens? Now, let's talk about the impact of this delay on families like the Davies. Ophelia is predominantly a wheelchair user and has needed adaptations at home. Her parents have been fundraising for private physiotherapy and hydrotherapy sessions, which is a huge burden on them. And that's not just a problem for Ophelia, it's a problem for all the families affected by SMA in Wales. They are being left behind, and that's not fair. Now, let's talk about the future. The Welsh Government says that it's following the UK National Screening Committee's guidance, which hasn't recommended routine newborn screening for SMA. But that doesn't mean that there's no hope. The committee is re-evaluating its advice, and if it changes, the Welsh Government will consider it. And that's a glimmer of hope for families like the Davies. So, what does this all mean for Wales? Well, in my opinion, it means that the government needs to step up and support families affected by SMA. They need to listen to the Davies and other families' concerns and take action. And that's not just a matter of policy, it's a matter of humanity. Because at the end of the day, these are real people with real lives, and they deserve to be supported and cared for. In conclusion, the story of SMA screening in Wales is a story of hope and despair. It's a story of families fighting for their children's futures, and it's a story that needs to be told. So, what do you think? What makes this story so interesting to you? And what do you think the Welsh Government should do to support families affected by SMA? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. Thanks for watching.